Switch that V6 for the EV. Ride around my city, you should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me, sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been, could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can't say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. Ran up a check, I might do it again. Enemies close, had me thinking they're friends. 10 toes down, I'll be free until the end. Crib outside the city, I don't feel safe in my hands. Took so many years, I've been waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck. Country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm back up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car till you get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault, I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me. Why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me. Gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you.
Hey guys, what is going on? Welcome. It is Saturday and we are live, and I am tired. It's been a fairly long week here. Some crazy stuff is happening. Honestly, in the past, I guess since Tuesday when I did get that 7950X, I haven't even thought about GPUs at all. Mine are still turned off. I haven't done any ergo voting or anything. And yeah, so it's kind of weird. And then I look back, I feel like I missed like a whole world of whatever's going on out there. But it sounds like a few things have been going on. Let's do a quick roll call. We got Squirrel Master, Ogre MGTOW, Rud Putz, what's going on? Crypto Miner Addict. Scrolling through, try not to repeat too many times here. We got Dumpster Fire, what's happening? Welcome. Gotta find my button here. Budweiser. We got Dave Collins. He doesn't like the music, but you know, it's still good. It's still good. I love those 80s bands as well. It's just that they're all copywritten, so I probably can't use that without getting in trouble. Moving on here. We got let's see what we got. Dave Collins, what's happening? Again, first time 13. Squirm, what's happening, Squirm? Spaceman V, what's going on, Spaceman? I love that's a good song too, you know, Spaceman. I'm sure you guys all know that one. Ogre MGTOW. Scrolling through. Mr. Green, what's going on? Are you related to Mr. Black? Oh, that's funny. Guliam Plufi, Black Cat Crypto, what's going on? We got Degoma. Is that how you say that? Quad Spawner, what's going on? I hope Ergo explodes after this vote. I don't think it will. We'll talk about it. I think this is more of a band-aid, and I don't know if it's actually going to fix the problem, but who knows? We'll see what happens once everything does go through. The Wicked Jester. What's going on, Wicked Jester? What's happening? X64-bit player here. What's going on? Just listening. Welcome. Ethan Stout. Mind some 10. Welcome. What's happening? Ultra Carbon. Chilish. I totally butchered that. I'm sorry. Apologize for that. My best friend. What's going on? Thinking about only hooking up an L3 with only 2 of the boards hooked up so it uses less power. Yeah, I believe Techman says to do that once in a while. Only use one board or something. I never tried it, so I'm curious to see, you know, how efficient it may be with only a single board. But, you know, it's definitely something we're trying out. Thimble Munch, what's going on? Scrolling through golf. Oh, it just jumped on me. Did I miss someone? I apologize if I did. I see Nathan there. OptiQ, 25 days since mining silence. Erkin, all in Ergo, awesome. All Oval Board Tech, what's happening? Still keeping a couple of gigahash on Ergo till their vote sucks eating that power. That's what I was gonna talk to. So, have you guys voted yet? And if you haven't, do you know how to vote? So I believe there's a couple different ways. I kind of find it funny how the whole thing. Now, at least we know that you're able to participate and they're not just hiding it in the background. But at the same time, it's kind of interesting on everything that's going on. But in order to vote, you obviously have to be mining Ergo. And in order to mine Ergo, most of us will be losing in terms of power. So I still have mine shut off because I can't afford to lose it anymore. I did try helping them out for a little bit there when they were asking for miners help and whatnot. But, you know, I couldn't go on for more than a day or so because it was just using too much power, especially for zero returns and everything. So I couldn't do it. So as far as I gather it, based on, you know, 2 minutes of research, not really, I did a little longer than that, but some quick, you know, Google searches and whatnot, is there's a bunch of pools that are supporting it. So the one way to do it is pointing your hash rate on a supported pool. When you're on that supported pool, that means you're voting yes for it. And then if you're on a pool that doesn't support it, then you're, you know, obviously voting no. So to say yes, you just mine to a certain pool that is in support of the yes vote. And then the other way is GetBlock.io, which is the smart pool with their Neta and Comet and all the other various, the smart Ergo pool there. Individual miners that's the only pool where you get individual set coins to your set wallet if it supports. I believe Zelcore supports it now, Nautilus and whatnot. And then you get these tokens. And with those tokens, you can use them to cast votes. So that is the only pool that allows single votes coming through miners, and then the other way is just mining to those pools. Now I found it very funny, and I seem to be like, I have nothing against any of these coins. Like, you know, I hope they all do very well in the future, but you know, I seem to be like one of the only people that kind of I guess run the negativity side of things. So In terms of voting, now I know as a miner, and most miners and all you guys, like probably a lot pay attention to some, and others don't really pay attention to what they're mining at all. And usually when you pick a pool and you're mining to a pool, you're dedicated to that pool. So I know we all let some like Flex pool, they don't have Ergo right now, but I'm just using an example. Some like this pool, some like that pool, and so on. And you follow that pool based on whatever coins it uses. So when they did do this voting thing, like I don't remember which pools were all here, but it's funny. So pretty much all the pools that are in favor of yes are pretty much all the top pools. So no one's going to be moving pools looking around. I think it would be funny if you really want to know which miners are paying attention and what's going on with your chain and stuff and actually care. In order to do this properly, you probably should pick some pools that are over, down over here or something. That way we can see, does people actually move hash rate and do they care what you're even saying? But instead of they just go out and they pick where all the miners are already. So it's pretty much in favor of an automatic yes. So they're not really given an option. You're pretty much already mining on one of the top pools anyway, and they're voting for it yes anyway. So the voting thing isn't really, I think, a vote because it's already one-sided from the get-go. That's just my personal opinion. Now, it is a temporarily fix or a band-aid or something in my opinion. I still don't know if this is going to fix their issue at all, because they're still trying to compare themselves to Bitcoin. And when you compare yourself to Bitcoin in terms of hash rate, you're comparing, like, I don't even know how to put it. What's that fruit one? But when you buy an ASIC miner for Bitcoin, obviously you're most likely going to be mining Bitcoin. There's a few other coins on the algorithm which you could swap to and stuff. But usually if you buy a Bitcoin miner, you're mining Bitcoin. When you buy a GPU, you're buying it for a multiple of reasons. A lot of people say, well, I can just sell it after some resale value. We know the prices are going down, but that is still an option. You can sell your GPU if things are no longer profitable, or you can just mine another coin. You can swap it, no problem. There's tons of coins out there and try it out. So judging your difficulty on an average on something like Bitcoin, where the miners are dedicated to the coin, is a little different, where hash rate can swing in mass amounts very, very fast. Like you can move, if you're running 1,000 mining farm, a whole terahash, you could have a 900 terahash. Like I'm just throwing out numbers here, but you could move all of that in the matter of seconds across multiple coins. So it's very interesting, still trying to compare them to that. And they're doing the exact same thing that they have now, except it's supposed to be a bit faster. But I still think this is going to be very well gamed, because once the hash rate comes off, so the difficulty finally drops and then hash rate comes back online and then it spikes again. Now we don't know how much people are still mining and paying attention and doing so. But if the hash rate picks up again to like 400 terahash, a lot of people think that won't happen again. It might not. Maybe a lot of people gave up. We don't know. But once the hash rate hits a super high level again and then it all falls off, now we got to wait for that difficulty to drop again. And as more miners fall off the network, then it's going to take longer and longer for that to happen. So they can increase it's less blocks per epoch, but it's still going to turn into super long block times and you're in the same boat. So this is a quick band-aid in my opinion, but I don't know how it's actually going to work until it actually goes through and we can see it. Maybe it does fix it and I'm totally missing something here and it works perfectly fine. That could very well happen. I don't know. We don't know until this happens, but that's just what I'm seeing right off the get-go here. And it seems like no one else says everything. Everyone's just 100% all in Ergo. This is going to be awesome. But why? Why is it going to be awesome? We're still doing the same thing. It's just faster. It's still going to be a game system. And this is why right off the start, I said Ergo is going to be the best coin to mine right after the merge. Why? Because at a difficulty just faster. We'll get 6 hours worth of mining that might be decently profitable, and then you just shut off. And now we're going to wait until it to drop again, because it's going to take forever to drop. You mine Ergo once a week. Now we might be able to mine it maybe 3 or 4 days each week, or every 3 or 4 days instead of every 7 days. In this case, it's been about 2 weeks, almost half a month before the difficulty is finally coming down. Where are we sitting here? Actually, if we look at the network, here's the current Ergo network. Where's this one? I don't know. You guys might, is anybody saying bad to me right now? I don't know. Maybe no one agrees with me. I have no idea, but we're sitting at levels pre-Ethereum. Like by pre-Ethereum, I'm not even talking about pre-merge. Like we're talking pre-merge here. So as the merge was getting closer, within a week or something, people started slowly pulling off Ethereum and moving on to Ergo. And this is this upswing here. And we're hanging around 24, 26 terahash But before anybody even started pulling off Ethereum and start going to these other coins, we were down to the 16, 13, 15 terahash mark. So we're pretty much almost back to pre-Ethereum merge type of hash rates, but we're still sitting at a difficulty that's like up in this range about here, about halfway now. It came down a little bit, not much. We're probably at about 3/4 of that. So it's pretty insane how this is working. Now, currently, I believe each epoch is about 1,024 blocks is what it is. And then they're going to drop it down to something like 128 or 200 something. I can't remember, but it's a big drop in between. And then with each drop, it can only go up or down 50% of where the hash rate is going to be. So example here, we can see, we're going from 6 to 16. So if that's where the hash rate was, we'll go 50% of that. So we might go 6 to like 9 on the way up. So the way up is still going to last profitability longer going up, because now it's only going to adjust in between of those each epochs 50% of where it should be. So we're still going to be able to game the system on the way up. And then it's just supposed to be faster. And as it drops down, it can only drop 50% at a time. And it's supposed to be, obviously, each epoch is going to be faster over an average of 7 or 8 epochs. So it's still going to be gameable, I think. And especially if you have a ton of hash rate, like a giant mining farm. Like I've been talking to some mining farms, and they got some mad hash power eyeballing ERGO. They're going to be playing this like a T. They're going to do it. I've been talking to them, and they said they're eyeballing ERGO. They're waiting for this to drop, and they're going online. They also got some hardware that we don't have in the terms of FPGAs, which are pulling around 800 to 900 mega hash at like 200 watts. We cannot match this type of hash power that these guys are playing with, and it's going to be absolutely insane. So is ERGO prepared for another storm that's about to hit? Probably not. So we're going to see what happens here. Moving on. Let's go take a look at this sheet here. What do we got? So we got this one up. Yeah, I got to do the big version. That's the only way I can look at it. So current block times right now is anywhere from 534.58 to about 897.5 seconds. So in terms of block time minutes, so that's 534 divided by 60 seconds. So we got about 8.9. So 9 minutes to about 897 divided by 60. So we got 9 to 15 minute block times currently right now. Pretty crazy. That's pretty long. So what happens with long block times? Well, transactions get slower. So you think of a confirmation. I believe the confirmations for ERGO is like 720. Some pools like Hero Miners dropped it down to like 72, something really low. But each confirmation is a block. So imagine now it's supposed to be a 2-minute block time in theory. If this difficulty remains where it's supposed to be through here based on hash rate. So this is the hash rate coming in. This is the block times. And this is the current ERGO difficulties. You can see how it's not following that. Now, remember, we're comparing this to Ethereum. They said, don't do that. We can't compare this. Ethereum was like nothing else. I don't see Flux having these issues. I don't see Ravencoin having these issues. I don't see any other coins rolling with these difficulty issues like ERGO is. So utilizing something that Bitcoin's using that has specific hardware for it is probably not the best thing to do with GPUs. But ERGO is supposed to be a 2-minute block time. I don't know when was the last time we ever actually had a 2-minute block time? Probably quite some time. So you can see the block times right here. It's slightly starting to come down, and this is the hash rate bar dropping to the bottom. There's not much hash rate. There's still quite a bit. 16 terahash is about, you pretty much double your Ethereum hash rate, because everyone still knows their Ethereum hash rate. So 16 terahash is about, what's half of 16 here? I don't know, 8. Yeah, 8 point something. I can't think right now. So that's about 8 terahash worth of Ethereum. Not very much hash rate at all is sitting on ERGO. So there's a lot of hash rate that could come on. And a lot of people are just shutting off their rigs. They're not mining, or they're trying other things. I really think this whole battle in terms of, mining and stuff in general is going to last 6 months, a year, maybe even longer, because no one wants to get rid of their GPUs. We're all hoping for that difficulty to drop and the profitability to come back. Once it finally does, everyone's going to start turning on again. And this is going to be an ongoing battle for a very, very long time. So yeah, you know, this is how I see things played out, and things are looking kind of crazy right now. Black Cat Crypto, do you at least think EIP 5037 is at least in the right direction? Well, they're acknowledging it. So yes, they're acknowledging they had an issue and they're trying to patch it and fix it. But I still think this is a band-aid and it's not fixing the issue. Like if you say you have an average block time. Now, usually you say, you know, we have an average block time, it's set at this amount, the difficulty adjusts to keep it at that. You know, it makes sense. That's what everything pretty much utilizes. But using something like Bitcoin for a GPU mineable coin doesn't really make sense in my mind, because GPUs everyone looks at GPU mining as you can mine other coins, you can mine whatever, you can move around all the time. That's what GPU miners do, and that's GPU mining in general. Just before, it used to be a set it and forget it coin. You know, Ethereum was here. You bought a GPU, you put it on Ethereum, you made money. That's how it was in the past. Those days aren't there anymore. Now we're using why everyone else bought GPUs. I can mine other coins. So people are going to be moving around all the time. So I still think they got to change their whole difficulty adjustment platform altogether. Now that's just my 2 cents on the situation. You know, maybe they'll drop their block time even further in the future with another vote or something. I don't know. I have no idea, but we won't know till how this actually plays out, till the vote goes through. It definitely looks like it's going to go through. It's over 90% yeses. And then once they do their hard fork, we have to just watch the network for a couple months and see what happens here. So that's all we can do right now, is sit and watch, and hopefully it actually helps. What's this, Magic Lucky? 67% of all GPUs of the total that were active pre-merge are currently off. I saw good info on that from a small channel. Yeah, I seen, what was it? I believe there's a lot of small channels using a spreadsheet that's spread around in Reddit. Every couple of weeks, there is a guy using that pie chart and everything. He's setting it up in Reddit, and I believe that's what everybody is using based on it. Now, I did my little pre-merge thing, and I only picked the top coins. So obviously it's not going to be a safe number to see where everything went, but it'll give you an idea in terms of how many RTX 3080s once I do an updated to that, to recent numbers, to see, you know, how many GPUs are still online on these set coins. Now there's hundreds of coins out there that I didn't do the pre, but it'll be interesting to see, because I find it hilarious. So before the merge, everyone was talking, you know, what are you going to mine after that? What's going to be the next go-tos? Yada, yada, yada. And everyone is always the same answers. It was either Ravencoin, ERGO, or FLUX for the most part, right? And, you know, some people had Caspa in there as well. And, you know, I was saying, nothing's going to be profitable, guys. It's going to be like how we were with CPUs. We're going to be bouncing around all the time. We're going to be looking around, and most likely we're probably not even going to mine. As soon as the merge happened, I unplugged my rigs. Gone. I knew this was going to happen. We've been going through this for quite some time, and now everyone's just fighting over it. So it's interesting, though, that the main coins aren't really talked about anymore. And it's all about Meow Coin or Frog Coin or coins that nobody cares, because everyone's looking for profit, and the profit is where the hash rate isn't. And that's how you make profits at this point. It doesn't matter how much a coin is paying out at this point in time. There's just too much hardware online for all these coins to be able to pay the miners how much they want to at least break even. And we're still sitting, I believe, I think we're still sitting around a 6 or 7 cent break even mark currently. Let's just actually have a look. Where are we at right now? Remember, and what to mine is one of your worst resources right now, because this is where everybody is. But we're still sitting in a lot of negatives. So I believe the break even now on like a 3060 here is still around the 7 cent mark or something. Calculate. 3 4 4 3 3. So yeah, that's actually it. So I guess around 6. It's getting worse, guys. Crypto prices have gone down a little bit, but so break even is, so I'm gonna go with around 6 cents. We can see we're making 2 cents here, minus 2 2. We're at break even here on nice hash there, minus 3 minus 1. So world power average 6 cents. So we're hanging out at about an average power of break even costs, and we're still losing on a lot of these at 6 cents per kilowatt hour. What does that mean? That means everybody over 6 cents on a GPU, at least here on a 3070. Remember, we can doctor some of these numbers a bit and get a little more efficient. But regardless, it's nice equilibrium numbers to take a look at. 6 cents is close to break even at this point. If we want to get technical, maybe 5.8 cents or 5.7 or something. But anybody over 6 cent power right now, you're losing money. What does that mean? That means you should probably buy the coin and not mine it. like you will end up with more coins. You could either pay your power bill or mine, or just use that power bill money, buy the coins, and you will end up with more coins for the future pumps. We're hanging out at 6 cents. Now, as hardware comes off online, equilibriums are hit, whatnot, this price should slowly move up to like 7 cents, then 8 cents, 9 cents, you know, as the difficulties do start to drop. But we don't know how long that's going to take. I really think we're going to be like this probably till 2023 or so. And if everyone keeps their hardware, we haven't seen the flood of GPUs yet. Everything is just starting. We're very early winter. If you look back at 2013, you look back at 2017, move into the following year, which would be 2014, 2018. The bottom of the market, I don't think has even hit yet. That's still happening probably around January, December, January here, end of this year, early next year. And then the next bull run is probably going to be around 2025. So depending on how much hardware actually gets sold and comes off, or if everyone just holds on till for the next 3 years or so, next bull run, we may still be less profitable at the peak of it than we were before Ethereum even went to the merge. And we were only making like $1 a day on some of the GPUs. Some of them were 60 or 70 cents. That might be best case scenario next bull run for GPUs. And until people start realizing what's going on, it's going to be some very interesting time. So I expect these numbers to last quite some time, which is why I haven't bought a GPU for probably almost a year now. And maybe about 8-9 months. I can't remember the last time I got a GPU, but I have been slowly building up, you know, a little CPU farm. I've been, you know, a little bit into Chia. I've been looking at other alternatives because I've been saying for a long time, this is what was going to happen. These numbers are pretty much expected of what we thought. For all you guys that have been following around, a lot of people say, oh, I didn't expect this. You know, how come this is not profitable? But you guys that's been following for a while, this is what we were expecting. So we've been prepared for this. At least some of us may have been prepared for this, and we're looking into other options. Oh, what do we got here? I am still seeing people trying to get 400 money for 8 gigabyte 580s run putts. Hey, brother, Fully Electric. What's going on, Fully Electric? What's going on? I see you rolled in here. Yes, you're late. Hey, how are you, man? Can you run the numbers for A2000s? Yes, let's do that. Where's my A2000 sheet? Hold on, let me bring up my A2000 tests here, and I'll just kind of online Excel. Let's see, where's my A2000 hash rates? Right here. Now, I didn't fully test everything. Like I plan on doing testing on everything. It's just that I got the new CPU, and that's been taking up all my time. And I honestly haven't, like I said, I haven't really been thinking about GPUs at all. Zero GPU thoughts going through my mind since Tuesday, I guess. But so okay, ETH we don't need. Flux. So let's look at Flux here. LOL miner. I guess I can just punch all these into what to mine right quick. So we're just gonna go take this off. We'll put A2000 in, just get the stock stuff, and then we'll just run some of my numbers here. So I'm gonna put this side by side. So let's go Flux 23.4. Actually, where's my high? 28.10. So Flux 28.10. Where's Flux? 28.10 at. And this is funny. Now remember, I got these numbers on Gminer. I tried all three. Mini Z is best for a lot of GPUs, but I did find Gminer performed better on an A2000 than Mini Z did. We got 79 watts. So let's punch in the 79 watts here. 79 watts. Okay, so we got Flux there. Let's look at Raven 15.88. What's mine? Kapow 15.88 at where we got Raven 80 watts at the wall. Remember, 70 watt software, 80 watts at the wall. Never use software numbers, guys. Rio, what's that run off of? 69 and 90. Conflux, CCX. 04, Flux, AVN, Flux, ERGO. Okay, ERGO, what do we got? 105.9 at 70. ERGO. 105.9 at, where's ERGO here? 81 watts. Not the software number. 81. Where are you? 81. Okay. Now CCX 1.604. Where is Conflux? What does Conflux run off of? I forget. Conflux, where are you? Conflux. Oh, CCX. Oh, that's concealed. Never mind. That runs off Kryptonite GPU. Kryptonite GPU. That is rocking. Where are we at? 1.604. Maybe I have these wrong. Maybe I can't mine this coin. I don't know, but I'm putting in 80 watts anyway. We'll see what happens. 80 watts. All right, let's run these numbers and see what it's looking like. Okay, 6 cents power. 6 cents power. We're making 3 cents, 2 cents, 2 cents, 3. So we're at 6 cent power. You're kind of profitable here. Let's put this up to, I guess, the 10 cent mark and see if anything. 10 cents is not looking too hot. 4 cents you're losing on ETC hash, on nice hash. Yeah. So 10 cents we're still losing. Not too bad, but you're still losing. Fully Electric has free power, so I imagine he's just looking at the before power numbers, so that's all right for him. 6 cents a day, yes. Lambos, here we come. 15 trillion once FW would be 100K. Oh, speaking of FW, so Hero Miners did recently add FW into their pool. And if you guys missed the thing, the other day, I believe the FW dev guy, I don't even know who the dev is, really. It's not Justin. Now, originally we thought Justin and Polonix at Exchange, they were the guys that were front running FW. And then last minute, a lot of you guys that follow us know this, but last minute, I don't know if they got fired because we've been talking smack that Justin's like a scammer or a bad guy or something. I don't know if he got fired or he just quit. But last minute, that's who made ETF. So ETF, Ethereum, whatever that one's called, is Justin's and Polonix coin. And now I don't know who the dev is on FW, but they're really pushing dApps and all this stuff on there. And they had an article the other day, and the FW dev claims that FW will be dollar per dollar, same value as Ethereum moving into the next bull run. Now, I don't know, like, obviously, in order to hit prices like that, he's going to need to gain a lot of users. Why is Ethereum so popular and good? Because it has a massive user base. It has all the dApps on it. Everything is running pretty much within the Ethereum ecosystem. That's what makes a coin worth the value that it is. And Ethereum's huge. You can't lie about that. No matter as much as you hate it, miners hate it, talk down on it, hope it dies, crashes, whatever. You cannot argue the fact that Ethereum, what it has running on it as an ecosystem, is massive. And that's what brings value to a coin. So Ethereum has all that. FW, in order to even come close to that, is going to need the same thing. Now, can they do that? I highly doubt it. But hey, we never know. This is crypto. Crazier things have happened. Yeah, Ethereum Fair. That's the other one. So ETF has been crashing and burning pretty hard. That's Justin's coin now. And I don't know really who's behind FW, but they seem to be trying to do a lot of stuff over there. That's great. Yeah, ETH has over 3,000 plus dApps on it. Yeah, it has a lot. It's a ton. Well, that's where everything pretty much started. Like whole DeFi, NFT, everything originally was founded, as far as I am aware, on Ethereum. And that's when Ethereum's price really started exploding and the gas fee started exploding. And miners love that, 3, 4, 200, 300 ETH blocks. That's insane. But yeah, that's when Ethereum really started exploding because users, it's all about the user base and people using the coin, buying the coin, utilizing the coin. That's what brings value to a coin. Oh, wow. What's going on here? Rabid Live. Hey, Golden Wolf. Welcome. What's going on? See, that's what I'm talking about. Rabid just said it. Like it or not, ETH has the majority of the dApps. He's just telling the truth. He doesn't care if you hate the truth. Well, it's true. Yeah, it's true. Like, I see miners all the time talking about how they want ETH to die and burn. I'm selling it. It's going to crash. Like us as miners, we are very small on Ethereum user base. We're miners. We get the coin, you might sell it, swap it to something, whatever. But ETH as a whole, it's on the users. It's all about the users. And this is another thing I kind of bring. Miners do bring sell value to a lot of coins. So something like Raven and stuff, for an example, if they don't have an influx of investors and buyers to overthrow most of the miners coming in to sell for their power, the only way the price is going to go is down. They need to figure out a way to get more investors and buyers and hodlers onto a coin, or the coin will not grow in value. This is what you need for a coin. So when you think, oh, I'm going to mine this coin, it's going to go to the moon. I'm going to mine this coin, it's going to go to the moon. What is it doing that's different than something like Ethereum or something else? Like, you cannot argue the fact that Ethereum has so much going for it. It's hated or not, that we can't argue that. It's just the way it is. 86 watts sounds like the new normal. Solar. Yeah, ETF or FW. I'd roll if I was picked between ETF or FW, I'd go with FW right now. I would actually be mining FW on my Jazz miners, but when it forked, it's at the 5 gigabyte over mark. If you look into their frequently asked questions, they are planning on revamping FW to lower the DAG below 4 gigabytes. If that's the case, we're going to see all those Ethereum ASICs, the Jazz miners, most of those Ipollos, depending where they drop it down to, fire over to FW because it is profitable. Actually, I don't even know if it still is. Let's take a look. What to mine? So we're just going to throw this on, take it off. I have my hash rates here. So 2620, I think. Yeah. So between my Ipollos and Jazz miners, I got about 2620, 26. Okay, there. Yeah. At about 1540 watts, 1560. Yeah. 1560 is what it is. 1560. So let's just see. What is everything looking like right now? So ETC, oh wow, ETC is going up. FW must have been going down, 338. So FW though, it was in the lead for a while, but ETC now, before power, is making $8. I'm currently profitable at about $4.20. Actually, I'm at 11-cent power, not that. So we're gonna go 11-cent power here. So $3.90 after power. Ubic, I don't know why this is still in here. It's not ETH hash anymore. It's Ubic hash, which I guess is a variant of it. But I don't think you can mine that. If you could, I'd probably move over to it. But we got CLO, we got Callisto here. It's profitable. It's been moving up. So between FW and Callisto, these are the top two coins that have been the best to mine over the past couple of weeks. But I do see ETC now is slipping up there. It's probably due to the fact that this hash rate is now down to only 143 terahash. That's still quite a bit, but it was upwards of like 300 and something. So we are about 50% less than what we were after the merge. So this was down a lot more, but it's picking up. So that's nice. I've been staying on ETC the whole time, but I have been thinking about watching FW. Once they drop that DAG, I'm very curious on what's going to happen here. I'll probably move over to that. Give it a couple days because I'm sure a lot of other Jazz miners are eyeballing this coin too, but we'll see what happens with difficulty. We got Callisto here. I plan on trying this out for a while as well. So we'll see what happens there. But, you know, at least ASICs are looking not too bad right now. GPUs, like, I don't know. We've known about this for a while, guys. GPUs weren't looking good for a long time. We probably should have sold all our hardware at the peak of the bull run, to be honest with you. You would have made a crap ton of money off your hardware. What do you think about Platinum 4's use of PBO? It sounds very interesting. He's been talking about a lot in Discord there. I haven't tried out with the curves or anything yet, so I'm going to try that out. I never really did like utilizing PBO just because it does seem to, you know, use more power and stuff. But he is doing it with that curve offset and whatnot. So maybe I'll test it out sometime and see what happens here because I'm definitely intrigued to see how it'll play out. But I'd usually just like setting the straight out overclocks. I like having manual overclocks across the board and then justifying that. Now I'm also thinking about attempting the Hydra. I don't know if you guys know what Hydra is. So you may have heard about Ryzen Clock Tuner. I did use that with the 3000 series way back when. That's how I did hit the 15,003 hashes on XMR, the 3900X, but it was using a lot of power. But that was Ryzen Clock Tuner. And you also utilize that with DRAM calculator. But Ryzen Clock Tuner is no more. And because of that, they changed it out and they now call it Hydra. So there's Project Hydra, and that is the new tuner for the Ryzen CPUs. And allegedly there's a 7000 series version updated for it a couple months ago. So they must have had hands on or something. I don't know. But that also Hydra is also used to overclock AMD GPUs. So you can use this tweaker for the CPU. So it's like a Ryzen Clock Tuner for your CPUs and your Ryzen AMD GPUs. Which is kind of interesting there, but I might try it. I can't find the download link for it yet, but I'm looking around and I want to test it out and see, you know, let's do this. So for an example, like it tests every thread and core of the CPU, and it tells you your good ones. Well, your good ones and bad ones are within Ryzen Master, but it'll tell you your good ones, the low ones, what voltages to set each one at, and it does its own benchmarking and tests, and it takes quite a bit of time to do. But then it pretty much gives you, for the most part, a stable condition to maximize everything. So I might have one core set at 5.8, another core at 5.2, another core at 5.5, another core set at 4.2, and stuff like that. It finds the best ratings and voltages for the entire CPU, and then you set that, and it's usually, it will produce your max performance and see how it works. So I want to try that out, see how it does. I'm curious on how the temps might end up at that, because if you saw that Raptorium Ghost Rider video, on Ghost Rider rotation 3, I believe it was, I did hit 107 degrees at about 5.3 or 5.4 or something all core. It was pretty crazy. 1.26 volts. So yeah, it was interesting. A lot of people have been turned off. I usually turn off PBO as well. PBO is your boost clocking and all that stuff within the motherboard. You can set it based on your temperatures for safety reasons and stuff. But yeah, setting that, I'm gonna try the curve optimizer and see what happens with that. See what happens. Be interesting. Has anyone reported hash rates for the 7900X or 76? Not that I am aware of yet, but I'm interested. And I kind of laugh. I don't know how to put this. So it's kind of funny hearing some of the comments based on the 7000 series. A lot of it is this is way too expensive. ROI is 1,000 years. Yada yada, you know, whatever, which is true. You know, ROI, it is an expensive build to mine right now, but you got to keep a few things in mind. And some of the comments I say back to, I'm like, so it's still faster than a GPU is, you know, that's some of my little hitbacks, like, you know, 1,000-year ROI. I'm like, well, I guess that's still beating your GPU then, is, you know, how I kind of respond to some of those. And I kind of get a chuckle out of it. But it's all new tech, guys. This is brand new. And in theory, right now that's out, these are the top of the line boards. These are the X670s. These are the newest CPU. Now, in theory, this CPU is cheaper than when the 3 and 5000 series released. If you look back when 3000 3950X dropped, it was over $1,100 Canadian. The same with the 5000 series. So when I saw that this was only a $940 GPU, that's almost $200 cheaper than last gen's release of MSRP. This is cheaper and better. And with between the 3000 and the 5000 series, we didn't see any mining performance gains. And you did see some boost clock range gains in terms for gamers and stuff on the 5000 versus the 3000. This thing literally has gains across the board. It's more efficient. It's better. I did try a clock for clock test. I didn't release that video. We were talking about it in Discord, and I went with 3.6 because that's what I run my 5950Xs at. This thing hit a low power because I do the algorithms. Remember, you saw I did my highs, my lows. It was using 59 watts on Ghost Rider at 3.6. 59 watts. And the high was 110 watts. That's insane thinking about it. And the average power consumption was about 75, and it was about 3.98. So just under 4 kilohash for the average hash rate there. That is extremely efficient. You are seeing so much more gains and efficiency with this, and the CPU is actually cheaper than the 3 and 5000 series when they released for the same CPU across the board. Now, this has the X670 board. Yes, it's more expensive. It's the top of the line boards. Next month, the 650s will come out. They'll probably only be the low end X650 or B650 might only be $100 or something. That's more back into the budget ranges. But it's just like what NVIDIA and everyone's doing. They're releasing all the top of the line stuff first so they can get as much sales as they can because everyone wants to test and have the next new tech. Now, eventually, things will get cheaper and go down in price. But as a CPU, performance-wise, this thing is blowing the 3 and 5000 series out of the way and coming in at a cheaper MSRP than the previous gen's releases. So I don't know where some of the information is coming back, but you got to keep some of this stuff in the back of your mind. Why do you say the B series uses less power? Because if you look in the previous one, look at the 3 and 5000 series AM4s, X570s versus X470s, B550s. The motherboards, they have less cooling, less VRAMs, less fans and stuff on the motherboard, less things to power. They use less power on the motherboards, which means Using those motherboards is one, cheaper to purchase because it doesn't have all the bells and whistles on it. And two, it uses less power. So you'll even run into higher efficiencies for mining in general. So now the only thing we can't really justify is, yes, DDR5 RAM. It is fairly expensive, but depending on the kit, you can find, actually, you could find $60 RAM right now, believe it or not. So I'm going to go to Memory Express. Let's go to Memory Express here. Now this is Canadian prices. Maybe it wasn't 60. I can't remember, but let's just look at DDR5. Look at this. Fury Beast DDR5 4800 megahertz RAM, $87. It's only a single stick. This is all you need for Raptorium. $87, $89, $89, $164. You know, $279. You're getting the two sticks. It costs a little more. But if you're building a rig for like Raptorium, $87 for DDR5 4800 megahertz RAM, and it doesn't even matter. As we saw with Ghost Rider, I didn't test Duro for you guys. It's the exact same thing. RAM is not dependent. All you need is a single stick. You don't care about the speeds. Don't even overclock it. Leave it as is and build your rig. Now, I'm not saying build a rig. Again, this is new tech stuff. The price to performance is extremely high because obviously 3 and 5,000 series is in the used market and you can get extremely cheap. I've seen a few out there, $200 for a 3900X. That is, you know, you could buy 3-4 CPUs for the price of one of these. So price to performance in the older gen is still the best way to go. But everyone trying to compare new tech to older tech and not realizing that this is actually, the CPU itself is cheaper than the previous gens when they released. You gotta really see what's going on here. I think this new gen, especially with the way the markets have been and inflation, is actually pretty decently priced. And it's going to be interesting to see how the next gen or next motherboards come out next month, because they should be down to around $100 or so, maybe $120 or something for the B5 or the B650s. So we got to keep these things in mind. It seems like people just look at a hash rate, look at a number, and they're like, oh, this is garbage or something. They're not looking behind the scenes and realizing that this is actually a big increase in mining performance, in efficiencies, and especially if you get one of those for your workstation things, you're going to notice huge gains in your gaming as well as you know, rendering and stuff like that. So it's pretty crazy there. Anyway, so hopefully that kind of answers that. Some boards have 2 PCI Express times 16 slots, or an extra 1 or 2 are together, way too close. Mine currently has 3 PCI Express times 16 slots. I believe it has 4 NVMe's. Like I said, this is an X670. It's the Aurora Master. It's the second tier high end one, so it was expensive, guys. But you know, I'm going to use it for other purposes other than mining, but most of the time it will be mining. But I just justified it in my head that, okay, this is going to be my workstation upgrade once I finally finish you know, doing all the testing on it, because I need to know the numbers. Once I throw this thing into my workstation, it's going to be really hard to determine how well it mines, because right now it's all by itself. It's got integrated graphics, no GPU. I can do all the testing, know exactly how much power my full system is using while mining. Then once I put it in my workstation, you know, I'm going to have AIO on it. I'm going to have a GPU on it, and all these different factors using more power. I'm not going to be able to tell how much power I'm using with mining. So I'm trying to get all the numbers now on these algorithms before I put it into my workstation, so I know where to set everything when the time comes. Have you been mining Verus? Verus, I haven't for a while. It's been like over a year. I am going to be testing Verus coin on this pretty soon. That's coming up in a test, as well as whatever it's called. I believe, oh, turn this off, get that off. Let's just bring this up for a second. Wait for that to pop up in a minute. I'll bring it up in a minute though, but I believe I'm currently mining Duro on this thing right now. So here's my capture card. So let's kind of pop it up. So what's it doing? So it's doing 15.4 at this. I'm using about 125 watts right now. So 15.7 kilohash. I'll just see what this looks like right now. Oh, go back in there. So what's Duro? 15,700 kilohash on Duro is, that's currently $1.37 a day right now on Duro, according to this. So we'll see what happens there. Price has been coming down on that as well. So that's not too bad. 120 watts. Let's actually see what is Power 125.11 kilowatt hour. So that's $1.04 after power. So this thing's making $1 after power right now on Duro. That's not too bad, but there's a lot of testing I have to do. I am using a new miner. Normally this would be about 8 kilohash with the default Duro miner. There is a new one that almost doubles your hash rate, but reports are coming in saying that it's not finding the blocks and stuff like it used to. And with Duro, it's a really big decentralized network. It's 100% encouraged to run your own node. They do not support pools. There are 2 pools available for it, but the creator, Captain, who's running Duro, it's been around, this coin's been around for a few years now, 4 or 5 years. It's seen a bull run. It's done good. It reminds me of Cadena for CPUs, but he encourages node running. He wants a decentralized network. And that's I also find, based on tests I have done, throwing 5 3900Xs on a single node, on my own node, versus 5 on one pool and 5 on the other pool, the running your own node always came out more profitable. So these are things. But now I do want to run 2 nodes. I got to do a proper test here. I want to run 2 separate nodes here, try the old miner and the new miner, and see if some of the reports coming in are legit or not. Because if it does sound like the older miner, even though you're getting half the hash rate, is getting more blocks found. I don't know if there's any truth to this. It's all speculation. So I got to run the test to do that. I'm just waiting for Hive OS and stuff to get the miner installed, or at least a custom miner version, because I'm still having issues. I've been talking with the dev on the miner and we're trying to get it worked out, but it's still not quite working. Another thing, we got Ghost Rider here. What was this running at? 44? I can't remember my hash rate. 442. Yeah, there it is. So what are we doing on Ghost Rider right now? So Ghost Rider is at 82 cents. I guess I was averaging about 95 or so. So 56 cents after power. Still not too bad. That's still better than any of the GPUs out there. Last time I checked, they all had a little negative sign in front of them. Hilarious. Anyway, so there's some quick numbers here, but yeah, I got to try that out. I got to go through testing. I haven't fully tested Duro, obviously. I haven't got to that yet. I need to try Virus hash out. I got to try Curve hash. I still got to try Pufferfish. I got to try Mike. Oh, there's so much testing I still got to do. I still got to try Haven. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there's a lot of testing I still have to do on the CPU, so there's a lot more coming on that, and then we'll finally get some numbers to see, where's all the profitability on this thing. No, there's something else I wanted to check. Oh yeah, speaking of this, you can see Theta, whatever it's called. So when I did do that video not too long ago, which one was it? This one right here, Rabid's Guide to Finding Profitable Coins. I was saying how you hang out in the background, wait until there may be potential scams on some viruses. So yeah, look at this. I don't know if we can see this fully. So already 10 steps ahead. So they're just talking about things, but I said, so long ago we needed a new exchange, no one seemed to care, yada yada. Now with a possible virus, the coin may be dead as the rumor mill spreads. So remember, we're in rumor mill stage here, and we go to their announcements. It's still here. Virus problem solved. I found the problem. The virus only appears in the Theta version, which is the original wallet 1.13.7.00, and the new version does not exist. Looks like the virus in the first version appeared because I'm using the Ubuntu server that I usually use to mine coins. So Theta has a virus in the wallet, guys, and this guy pretty much said it happened right here. So yeah, take it any way you will. I don't know how bad it is. Big Piggy was actually messaging me about this. We've been kind of talking about it. And I did notice if you look through the files of the wallet, and this is supposed to be a straight out Ghost Rider Raptorium fork. And all the core wallets, when you look at all these forks, they're pretty much exactly the same. They got their main 4 or 5 files there. Plus you got your data file once you load your data. Now this one had an extra file, unlike all the other wallets, that has a couple extra DLLs under 2 weird folders named Man and Man1. I don't know where these came from, but this is the only wallet that had that. If you look through like the GitHubs and everything, it's very interesting. So if you have this original wallet downloaded and you just jumped on this coin after I said not to, you may be infected with a virus right now. So you got to be very careful, guys. And I went through that. This is why you do not jump on coins as soon as they release, because this is prime time for scammers to get a hold of a lot of you guys. Now he says this is fixed now. Is it fixed? I have no idea. I do plan on trying to have Big Piggy. If you're unfamiliar with Big Piggy, he's a Raptorium dev and stuff, very smart guy. On the show sometime, we're going to be talking about things like this. Maybe we can get Yeti on board as well at the same time. It'll be very interesting security type of discussion we'll have. But yeah, Thata, the original wallet version, looks like there's a virus. And he's saying he doesn't know how it got there. So that's 2 wallets now in the past month where viruses were found. What was the first one? The first one was, Kaka, where Yeti did investigate that one. And I keep going back and I do get comments saying, where's the proof and all this? And, they're really mad at me for saying this stuff. But you know what? The stuff was detected. We address it. Whatever happens, I don't know what kind of virus this stuff is, what's going on with what, but I always get yelled at later on. But I'm just letting you guys know this stuff is detected now in this wallet as well. So take that information any way you will. What's the ROI on your recent CPU rig? Well, depending on price, maybe about 30 days. I think I could probably get about $2,000-$3,000 per month out of this rig. I'm just kidding. Some of your guys' eyes probably opened up and what are you talking about? Oh no, I don't know. I never ran the numbers. I still have a lot of testing to do, but it's probably around, if we're looking at bear market, 1,000 days or something. So what's that, 2 years? But if we're running in the next bull run, like, it depends on the coins you hold, the coins you mine, how you look at ROI. Now, if you're looking at ROI and fiat value of a coin currently right now, that's probably the wrong way to go about it. Like, just look how we looked at the KA3, which brings me to another point. Now, you know what? Let's talk about the CPU first before I get into that, because then we'll totally forget what's going on here. So let's say I'm mining X amount of Duro per day right now. I'm using Duro as an example. I don't even know how much I'm getting right now. But Duro is only sitting at like, what, $4, $3 and something. If we look at it, past bull run, Duro was at like $23 or $24, which I said it hangs around the prices of KDA. It reminds me a lot of KDA, which I'm like, all right, awesome. This is super decentralized. It's a privacy coin. It's encouraged to run your own node. I'm going to push that point all the time. Anytime I talk about Duro is decentralization, run your own node to mine that thing. So that's just the way it's designed for, is through single node decentralization mining. That's the way it's designed. So that's how I'm going to push it every time I usually talk about it. But so I'm mining, I don't know, originally I was getting like 16, 17 coins a day. The hash rate has definitely picked up. Now I may be getting like 0.5. Actually, it would have said in my calculator there. How am I getting on this thing? 0.38. So now I'm only getting 0.38 Duro a day. So 0.38 times that by, let's say next bull run, we hit legitly, $23 again or something. So 23 times 0.23. So that's about $5.29 a day currently with the single rig. So 529, we divide that by, I spent like 19. Actually, that's USD prices, so it's even less. 529. So hold on. I don't know what the USD value of this would be. About $1,500, I guess. Divided by 529. So that's about 283. So if I hodl my coins, it'll until 2023, it'll pay itself off in under a year. That's pretty good considering how your GPU is sitting in the negatives right now. You're doing nothing but losing money. But now it's going to move on to the next thing here. We go into our, as we know, Cadena. Cadena is an interesting one because the KA3. So the KA3, Bitmain may or may not kill Cadena in terms of mining profitability. It all depends how many miners are going to release. So we look at Cadena right now. There's 188.7 petahash currently on the network. 188. You think that's quite a bit? That's quite a bit. Now, I did mess something up the other day. I thought when they went through their tweet here, where is it? Where's their tweet? Bitmain right here. So they're sold out. They sold out these KA3s in 43 seconds. It just went live today. Now, originally, I thought they said they had a sale. They only had 5,000. It's limited supply. And I thought they said they only had 5,000 of the units. Now, it turns out it's 5,300. I mistaken it. They had it so close together. So I don't know how many units they had. But I did the numbers. If they sold 5,000 of these miners, if that's how many they have, I doubt they had that many. They wouldn't have sold out for 43 seconds unless one guy ordered them all. 5,000 of these miners KDA would be dead, pretty much dead in the water. Like hash rate and everything would be strong, but profits would be dead, and Gold Shell will be bankrupt. Is the quick way to put it. So let's look at my coin here. So right now, current hash rate of this thing is 166 terahash on this miner, 189 petahashes on the network. This thing is mining 52.6 coins a day, or $74.70. Actually, what's the current price? The current money might be wrong here. Cadena, it's $1.39. $1.39. Where's my sheet? $1.39. Oh, it's down. It's down. Just this, 39. Boom. Just this one, $1.39. Boom. For current pricing, guys. You got to be current. So $73.13 a day. This thing, a single one, is mining at current difficulty. Now, if they release 5,000, that pushes the hash rate over 1 exahash from 189 petahash. That is insane. This miner, with 5,000 of these being sold, with the current difficulty added on and everything, hash rate, this will go from 52 coins a day down to 9.7 coins per day and only $13.59 at 166 terahash. That is insane to think about if they sold 5,000 of these miners. Now, I don't think they had 5,000. Now, originally, I thought that. I was like, wow, this network is about to die in terms of profitability, and Gold Shell doesn't stand a chance if, you know, some of these numbers are true. But we looked at checking out the numbers before on Gold Shell versus this, and we can see Gold Shell's best miner is only like 42, 44 terahash at 3,300 watts. This thing is 166 terahash at 3,100 watts. It uses less power at 4 times the hash rate than Gold Shell's best KDA miner. That is absolutely insane to think about. And Gold Shell, I don't know how they're going to respond to this, but this KA3 is going to be an absolute dominant force. Now, I did some other numbers, and say they only had a couple hundred, and say you're still making about 52. Let's just drop this to like 45 coins a day. Say this thing was mining 45 coins a day. Now, if we look back at Cadena's price when it peaked, let's just look at a Cadena price here. KDA price. KDA, let's just go to CoinMarketCap, bring this down. Oh yeah, there's the shift button. Thanks for the tip, people in the comments below. So we look over here. We can see KDA spiked at 24. Now, next bull run, in theory, you know, most of these coins should see new all-time highs. Maybe, hopefully, but let's say at least $24.16 USD KDA hits. So this thing is now mining, say 45 coins a day, dropping, you know, 10 off or whatever, based on a little bit of difficulty here. We're going to times that by 24. That's $1,000 per day. $1,000 per day. This thing will ROI itself in 5.5 days. It's only $5,500. And if you wait till the next bull run and it mines the first initial start here, 45 coins a day, 5 and some days, it'll ROI. $1,000 a day this thing is making. That's insane to think about right now. An ROI, this is what you do. This is why you think about stuff to use right now. And I'm thinking ahead too. When I bought my CPUs and stuff, what if Raptorium hits 10 cents again? What if it hits 8 cents, 10 cents, you know, depending USD to Canadian? These things are going to be making mad money in the next bull run by insane amounts. So, you know, get into there now. Don't look at current fiat value. Don't judge an ROI right now. If you believe in a coin, that's what makes you mine. Now, I believe KDA is going to do good things. Their blockchain is pretty cool, pretty awesome. I only have a KD Box Pro, but I would 100% buy one of these KA3s if I could afford it. I can't, but I would. And if you get on it fast, like I said, you could ROI it in 6 days. You could mine this thing for 1 week, shut it off, and wait till the next bull run and probably pay for your miner, like after you already paid for it, but you're getting your money back for mining for a week. Like, it's pretty insane thinking about that. But this thing has huge, massive profits moving into the future, especially if you get in on it early. Now, I'm not trying to sell this miner. This is not financial advice in any way, shape, or form, but I'm just looking at some of these numbers and it's pretty insane. But if at the same time Bitmain did sell 5,000 of these, I just showed you that this thing was not going to be made. This is only making $13 a day right now. Now, $9, what would that be? Let's just look, actually $9. If this hit 1 exahash, because 5,000 of these miners did go online, which you guys can't see now because I hit the wrong button. So 9 coins, 9.7 coins, 9.7 times 23. Wow. Well, I don't even know what to say right now, honestly. If they sold, okay, say this hit 1 exahash here at 106, 9 coins a day is still $223 a day if Cadena hits $23. That's still an insane amount of money thinking about. So this miner actually is probably still pretty good, even if they sell 5,000 of these. So I take back my previous statement. Oh my gosh, that is insane. That's what's so risky about ASICs. Yeah, it's very risky. Remember, you can only mine KDA. So if KDA goes down, rug pulls, does anything, like we could think it's the best blockchain in the world, and if something happens, we never know if something will happen or not. The ASIC is dead in the water. So this is a really big risk with a lot of ASIC miners, is if anything happens whatsoever to that coin or the algorithm, that ASIC is dead in the water. What ASIC is the max? The max is gold shell KDA. Let's do a quick example here. So let's go to ASIC miner value. Now I ran the numbers and it was pretty insane looking at just how much more efficient. So let's look at the max here. Let's go to KDA and the gold shell KD max right here. And then I'll go back to, we'll go to this. So like I did all the numbers earlier, and before power, like this is where efficiency really does matter, guys. So let's just look for, here's the KD max 40. Oh, it's only 40.2 terahash at 3350 watts, where the A3 here is 166 terahash at 3154. Now before power, this thing is 4 times the hash rate, and after power, it's 7.5 times the profitability, because it uses about $9 per day in power, where the KD uses about $9.40. So you still take that off of that. So now you're making, like example, actually this would probably be negative now after power. That's insane. Actually no, it wouldn't. It'd still be profitable, but I gotta do my numbers all over again. Oh, that's per month. I did it per month or something, I think. I can't remember how it was, but regardless, the other one is 7.5 times more power per month. And the blah, 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 blah. I just lost my train of concentration. That my concentration is all gone. I apologize, guys. I need a drink of water. Hold on. Okay. So before power, 4 times the hash rate. After power, 7.5 times the profitability, because it's using less power. You minus that from the power consumption and everything, it equals out to be like 7.5 times more profitable due to it. Anyway, so hopefully that kind of pointed some things out there. Rabid mining, to reduce any risk, all you need to do is buy a few of them, ROI very quickly on half of them, and sell the other half. Thus risky, very low if you want. Yes, fully electric. Fully electric is really big into ASIC mining stuff. He has a great strategy, and I've been talking to him quite a bit about this stuff. And yeah, look what he just said there. He makes a very good point, where he's done this with previous miners in the past. He buys multiple of them. Obviously, you need a lot of money to be able to do this stuff to start out with, but he buys multiple of them. He ROIs a couple of them. And then as a bull run or something hits or whatever, you know, the price of these ASICs, like this would be, if this came out at the bull run, it'd probably be $120,000 easily for these types of numbers and hash rates. And it's coming in at $5,500 right now. So, you know, if this is still a decent miner leading the next bull run, Cadena price spikes or something, it comes in high demand, he just sells off the other ones and keeps 1 or 2. And they've already ROI'd anyway, based on 4 ROI and 2, and then selling them to ROI all of them. Like, it's crazy. It's an insane thing, and it's a great business plan, and he's been doing very well at it. But these are just other ways to do it. Some people, like, you don't have to be a straight miner, but some people utilize the markets in their favor. Example, we're not at the low. Crypto mining hardware is still going to hit way cheaper prices. GPUs, mining rigs, mining frames, motherboards, everything is going to come down to super cheap prices. Like $20 mining motherboards and stuff is going to be a thing. So people buy these things up in mass quantities in these bear markets. Bull run comes in, everyone's trying to build a rig or something, depending on the size of the bull run. I don't think, like I said, for GPUs, the next bull run's probably not going to be as hot, because the $14, $15, $20 a day per GPU, you know, 2-3 month ROIs, I don't think are going to be here anymore. Those days are long gone, but we never know. We never know. Maybe in 3-4 cycles, which is like 2034, 2035, FLUX and ERGO may hit the prices that we need for profitability to explode again, but I think they're way too young of coins to hit those types of levels within the next cycle or two. But they could, I don't know, we'll see what happens. But people do this, they buy this, and when the big, pumps come up and everything's talking about crypto and is ripping and roaring again, people are trying to get into mining. Obviously, all your hardware is now worth so much more. So imagine buying, 100 B250 mining experts for $20 or $30. And then a bull run comes and you sell each one for like $500 to $600. That's an insane profit gain right there. And that's the way a lot of people do it also. So these are other strategies, and it's kind of running on what Fully Electric does, is get a whole bunch, pay 2 off through mining, and then, sell a couple of the others. It's, everyone looks at different ways of utilizing how they make their money, and there are different ways to do it. In theory, if you buy all your GPUs and you buy a 2-3 gigahash mining farm in the next 2 years, so maybe in about, I'm assuming the low prices here to buy would be around, if the bull run is happening 2020, end of 2024, early 2025, by the time all the fighting is done and people giving up, that'll probably be around mid to end 2023. Early 2024 is probably the time when you start buying all your hardware. Things will be cheap. So if you buy at this time, then a huge bull run hits. And if you actually sell your hardware at the peak when the demand is up, you're going to make a lot of money. That 4 gigahash will probably, I didn't know how much to make, a lot, right? And then all of a sudden prices crash, everything goes down again. We wait for the following cycle because these cycles tend to repeat themselves. It does get longer each time, but the bear market will still hit, X amount of time after and last for an X amount of time. So once it hits again, if you buy everything back, you could turn that 2, 3, 4 gigahash that you sold at the high down up to maybe potentially 7 or 8 gigahash for the same amount of money. It's insane how the prices on hardware change and how you do it. So these are different ways that you can utilize that. So I don't know. I just want to remember, not financial advice, guys. Do anything the best way you think. I know a lot of people find it hard to part with your GPUs, but I bet you right now, if you guys all sold your hardware when the big shortage was on for, like $2,000 3070s and stuff, you'd probably be laughing right now. You could be getting 4 or 5 GPUs for the same price that you sold that one back then. This is kind of what I'm talking about. And this happens every cycle. 2017 and 18 was the same type of operation. Wait till 2019, 20. Look how cheap cards were. We moved back into 2021 bull run, sky high prices on everything. And then, that's usually when you send selling. Wait for the bear run, come back in, use these cycles to your advantage. Oh, okay. But I know every time a cycle comes in, every time a bull run comes in, you also got the other guy saying it's different this time. It's different this time. Well, so far I have not seen anything different. It's all been pretty much acting the same in how it was. And that's why I'm saying if Bitcoin does hit 14,000 around December or January, that is when I'm predicting the bottom based on 2013 and 2017's highs to lows. They're usually about 82 to an 84% drop from the all-time high to the all-time low, about a year of the all-time high. So if this happens again this time, nothing is different this time at all. It's exactly the same cycle. If we hit 14K BTC by January or December or January in this rough time span, the cycle still repeated itself exactly the same as the previous two. What do we got here? Have a good one. See you later, Serpent. Thanks for coming out. Fully Electric. Because it's so profitable during the bull run, you just go do it, buy more than you need, and sell them during the bull run. Yeah, that's very true. Very, very true. Literally just got a 2060 for $150. I'm buying. See, yeah, things are super cheap right now, guys, and they're probably still gonna get a lot cheaper because we're very early into this winter, into this bull run or bear run. I wish it was a bull run, but into this bear run. We're very early right now, and it's hilarious because as soon as we see a little bit of green everywhere, blog posts and Reddit and everyone just explodes. We're into the bull run. We're going to the moon, guys. We're nowhere near a moon, a bull run, or anything at this time. I really think it's at least 3 years away. So be ready for that. I could be 100% wrong, and I really hope I'm 100% wrong on this. Like, if a bull run happens next week, I'm all for it. Don't get me wrong there. I'm all for it, but I just saying it's about a 99% chance that's not happening. sit and wait, we all have to lose money. Well, in a way, like if you guys are kind of, so let me, let's where we got here, let's go to Cadena price, let's look at Bitcoin price. Now things are actually playing out a little bit different than I was initially intending, but we'll still have to wait and see. What the heck is all this? CoinDesk, I don't want you, you look weird. CoinDesk, CoinMarketCap, there we are. So let's look at this. So we kind of go through this every once in a while here, but I just kind of run through what I did. I'm not saying you guys do it, not financial advice, guys. I'm just showing you what I did. I've never really followed, like I follow this, but I've never acted on anything. And then I remember Fully Electric a while ago when I was saying, you guys, prices are going to start coming down. And then he stable coined up. And then obviously prices did go down. He asked if I did. And I said, nope, I'm still holding on to my coins. He's like, why didn't you take your own advice? I was like, I don't know. I just didn't. But anyway, I did this time. And I just want to show you what I did. And I don't know if it's going to work out in my favor or not, but so far it kind of is. So if we go look all the way back, here is, this little blip right here. This is 2013. And it doesn't look like much compared to what we going on here. But if you actually zoom in, this is a big deal. Right here is a pretty big deal. So Bitcoin, for example, went from like $129 upwards to, $1,150. That's a huge deal. That's a bull run right there. Boom, skyrocketed. And then it comes down. And here's about a year later, it hit here we are, January. It hit the all-time low, the bottom at this time, and then it considered sideways into the next bull run, 2017. So from the all-time high to the all-time low, or the bottom of the market, it was about a year apart. It fell about 84%. Now, in between that, we did have some little spiking going on here. So let's just have a look. So we can see we had some ups and downs before the bottom. And this happened right in, where are we at here? 6th. So this is June, July. So June, July, August type of operation. This is the summer. We just went through a summer, June, July, August. We're seeing these pumps. And then coming into like September, October, we start to see the dips coming down. And then end of the year, this is where the bottom hit right here. Boom. Look at that. January 13th, 2015. 1 year after, the all-time high pretty much. Actually, it would have been December if it was 1 year. So we're slightly over. So January. So there's the bottom. Now we're going to fast forward into 2017. Now it went sideways for a while. We're bouncing in and it's the same thing. We're coming in and we go up. All-time high here is December 15th of 2017. We all remember that day. Bitcoin exploded. Everyone's talking about it. And here's the bottom. December 17th, pretty much exactly within 2 days of the all-time high. 1 year from the top of the all-time high to the bottom. This one fell about 84%, which is why I'm saying about 82 to 84%. It actually fell a bit more. Maybe we'll hit 86% drop on this one if it goes up more, and that'll put us maybe around 12.5K BTC. We don't know. But the same thing plays out here. We had a little bull run in between, not a bull run, but some spikes, and it all fell within the summertime. Here we have slightly before June, 6th, 7th, 8th. So we can see July, August here. We have these ups and downs, and they all lasted within 5 weeks of each other. So what I did on the current one right now, so now we're in here, boom. So it was about what month is this? So yeah, it was about August 16th. So right in here, I stable coined up right here. I was pretty much at the high. We've been doing this for about 5 weeks. Previous times it's been about 5 weeks. So I stabled up right here. I'm like, hey, the bottom's coming later. I'm stabling up, getting rid of my Ethereum, getting rid of most of my holding coins, and I put them all in stable coins. And then ever since this point, we have been lower. And again, coming in January, February, we're probably going to see the spike of the bottom of the market around that time. Again, everything seems to be playing out. Now, it is kind of higher than I thought it would still be at this point in time, but I still think the bottom's going to fall end of the year. Now, I could be totally wrong in this. I'm not a trader. I'm not a chart guy. It's just that everything seems to be doing the exact same things. I know we could have recession talks. We could have this. And the main thing I look at, ignore the world, follow the cycles. That's all I say. 2017, I look back at some news articles and they say, oh, this happened, so that's why everything's crashing, or this happened. So you can use daily news to utilize maybe day trading. I'm not a day trader. I don't know this point and this point equals that point, so it's going to do this type of operation on trading charts. I have zero knowledge on that. I don't know how it works. But I'm looking at the past cycles. Ignore what Joe Biden or anyone is saying on the radio or the news or whatever, and just follow the cycles. You're probably better off than caring about what's going on every day. So that's just the way my approach on the whole crypto thing. And I really think that bottom is still coming of the entire market. So that's just my whole 2 cents on the operation. Not financial advice. You can agree with me, you can disagree. This is just my opinion on how I expect everything to play out right now. Yes, but there is no see, Red Putz is saying it. It doesn't matter what's going on. I'm still saying ignore it. The bottom is still coming. It'll slowly move up, and we'll be back in that bull run around 2025 or so. That's how I see everything playing out. I could be wrong. I don't know. Okay, Black Friday as well. Oh, yeah, crazy. Anyway, do we have any questions, guys? Does anybody agree, disagree? Does it make some sense to some of you guys? Like, anyone understand what I'm pointing out here? So what do I got here? What do we got? I'm going to take a look at this. What are we rolling? Oh, you guys can't even see that, can you? You guys can't see that. Let's full screen it. There we go. So what am I rocking right now? 0.9 volts, 4.050. It's crazy thinking about it. I tried my 5950X last night to try to get it down to 0.9 volts. I had to drop to like, I don't even know, 3.1 or something to hit this type of voltage. It was insane. So having the base clock, and this is why the biggest thing why I thought, like, I looked at the 3 and 5 before and I was like, I don't know if there's gonna be a performance gain or nothing. But when I actually saw the specs of this latest CPU and I saw the base clock was 4.5, I literally fell off my chair and said, that's all we need. We have the same L3 cache and everything. The base clock is higher, which means usually if you have a base clock, you can run that base clock at around 1 volt or less. So if, say, the next gen comes out and it's say it has a base clock of like 5, that means you could run 5 at like 1 volt or less. Hopefully, if it plays out that way. But this is where I saw we're going to see some efficiency gains 100% across the board and potentially mining gains because we're having more L2 cache. The other big, game changer here is these Ryzen CPUs actually have integrated graphics. There's no GPU on this thing right now. I'm running an HDMI plug into the motherboard, and this is integrated graphics within these 7000 series CPUs. So it's actually pretty sweet there. But look at that. Try pushing your 3900X or 3950 or 5000 series to 4 gigahash over 4 gigahertz. I'm stuck on gigahash still, but 4 gigahertz at 0.9 volts. It's not going to happen. This is insane. Oh yeah. So anyway, this is a pretty sweet CPU. I'm definitely in love with it. And oh my gosh, guys. So I'm getting pretty excited here, but it's going to be so expensive. So we're going to have to start up the fund again, I think. I'm just kidding. But I don't know if you guys heard the news. They just released the other one not too long ago. So who knows when this one's going to release. But there is a Ryzen 7000 series Zen 4 Threadripper. 64 core, 128 thread monster. Like, I don't even need to say anything else. That thing is going to shred the crap out of freaking Monero and Ghost Rider, whatever you can think of. It has the L3 cache to run all the threads. 128 threads. It's a 7000 series Zen 4. We've seen huge efficiency boosts over the 3 and 5000 series with this 7950X. What is this thing? I'm curious to see. I don't see any specs on it yet, except for the 64 cores, 128 threads, and enough L3 cache because the previous gen had it. But I wonder what the base clock is going to be now. It's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. So it was funny. We were joking around in Discord the other day on pricing. So this, I'm assuming it's going to be the 7990X. Thank you very much, Ben Z, for the $4.99 USD. Here's your AMD Epic CPU bag for science. Oh, thank you very much, Ben Z. Much appreciated, 100%. But we were joking around in Discord about the pricing, and it's probably going to be the 7990X. Is probably what they're going to call it. So we said the Threadripper is going to be worth $7,990. That's the CPU. We said the motherboard is probably going to be worth around $7,900, so like a 7900X. And then we said the cooler for the darn thing probably is going to cost around $7,700 for the 7700X. They're gonna price it down with their CPU numbers. We're kind of joking around. I thought that was kind of funny, but who knows? The motherboard, I don't even know how much that would cost. RAM, I don't even know what it's gonna run for RAM. Well, obviously probably DDR5 and then like quad channel, and oh my gosh. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. DDR12. And who knows? And after that, they're probably gonna announce a new epic freaking, I don't know, 128 core monster. I thought they had working. There was a workout there, something about 128 or something. Oh, Intel's new CPU. Did you hear about they accidentally leaked a 24 core CPU? So allegedly on their bench, oh yeah, it's right when Ryzen releases stuff, but maybe they're all nervous or something. But supposedly, I didn't watch it, but they're displaying all their products and stuff. And I guess this one was supposed to be hush hush, but I just seen a headline, so I don't know. I didn't look into it. But they said Intel accidentally leaked their 24 core CPU during their show. And I was like, what? So that's kind of funny. I don't know if a slide accidentally popped up or what happened there, but I heard the story that they accidentally leaked a 24 core CPU. Regardless, I don't know how it's going to be, what the specs are, what it's called, or nothing. Still looking at their latest, what is it, 13,900 or 13,600K, whatever it is. Let's look it up right now, right quick. I still don't think it's going to be that great of a miner, but we'll see. Intel, was it 13,600K? Is that what it is? I don't even know. i5, i9. No, where's the i9? 900K? Well, maybe a 900K makes sense for an i9. 13th gen right here. Raptor Lake. So here's some of the stats. So L2 is 32. Intel Smart Cache L3. So look at this. Their Smart Cache is their L3. 36. This is a 24 core. Oh, that's it right there. Maybe this is the one they were talking about. Anyway, 24 cores, 8 P performance and 16 efficient cores, I guess. 32 threads. So obviously they don't follow Ryzen's thing where they're doubling up the threads. It's not 2 threads per core here. They're doing it, I guess they're doubling. It looks like they're doubling up the efficient. That makes sense. So they got 8 performance and 16 efficient cores, which makes a 32 thread. So it looks like these are solid cores, and then there's 2 threads per core on the efficiency, which makes sense there. But we got 36 megabytes of L2 cache. 36. This is still going to be a garbage CPU for Ghost Rider. Why is that? Because 36 megabytes divided by 2, you're only utilizing 18 threads. So 18 threads of 32 is going to be utilized mining Ghost Rider. You're missing over half, or just under half. So you're utilizing about 55% of the CPU to mine Ghost Rider. Now, Monero, maybe Duro and stuff may be decent on this, but most of the coins that are the most profitable usually get forked and come out of like Ghost Rider and stuff. So this is not going to be a good, well-rounded CPU, especially Haven. Haven uses 4 megabytes of L3 cache per thread. So that means 32 divided by 4. You're only using 8 of 16 threads of this CPU mining Haven. So it's still an epic failure in my mind coming out of Intel in terms for CPUs. Now for gamers and servers and whatever else, it may be pretty good, but next gen Intel's probably not, unless you really want to mine Monero or something. Like I said, it may be decent and pricing and stuff, but for an all-rounded CPU, it's not going to make it. You know, if Raptorium explodes again in 2025 and you got that, you're going to be falling behind the Ryzens. Anyway. Yeah, it's almost like people use CPUs for other things than mine. That's crazy. Yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah, who would do that? Why would you do such a thing? Why would you? What do you need? What else would a CPU be used for? I have no idea. What is that? But it's funny when I did release the first video when I tested XMR. First guy says, "Oh no, please, no more! Don't cause a CPU shortage." I was like, "Oh my gosh, I don't think it's that big of a deal because AMD doesn't even talk to me." I'm so glad you guys get my sarcasm. That's funny. Intel architecture is different. Their hyper thread part of the process does not get dedicated RAM. Yeah, I can't remember. It's been so long since I had an Intel CPU that it's fun. It's kind of hilarious because I was gonna get, what was that? I think it was a 9900K before I built my first Ryzen, my 3900X rig. I was looking into the Intels and I just kept reading, oh my gosh, these things run super hot. They're not worth it, yada yada. And then I looked into the Ryzens, and then I heard they run super hot too. And I was like, oh well, I don't know. So I'm like, you know what? I haven't had an AMD GPU or CPU for a long time, so I'm gonna go with a Ryzen on this build. And then I found out all the stuff about CPU mining and stuff. I was like, I am glad I went with the 3900X instead of the Intel. And then that's pretty much how my whole, I guess, CPU mining addiction started. I watched, Cursed Mining's thing where his buddy had 4 of those 3900Xs put together. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's so awesome. I need more, like now. And it just grew from there. RTM smart node when? I don't know. I'm waiting for prices to hit a certain level. It's pretty close, but it went up again a little bit. So I'm still waiting. Remember, like I said, I'm predicting the market to still come down. So best time to maybe get into it might be around December, January, as the market's lower down, get more for that dollar. Dave Collins, I say if nothing is profitable, take your extra time and make some cool NFTs that might sell for a decent amount. So yeah, you could definitely do that. I'm horrible at drawing or anything. Although I was a photographer, so I could probably take pictures of some cool things and try that. That might be a thing. You thought about buying one of those merge NFTs, but I didn't. Craziness. So, do you guys have any, last minute questions or anything? Because we're probably gonna wrap this up. We've been here about an hour and a half. It was fun times. Got a lot of stuff going on here. Intel announcement. Yeah, I think I don't have any other crazy hidden tabs open. You just copy and paste the new ones I want. Copy and paste them. Remint them all. I thought you were into blockchain since 2007. The OG Satoshi. Satoshi, shut up. Okay, no, nothing. We're good. We're good. Satoshi, get down. Yeah, no. He is, I don't know what that guy over there is doing. Oh yeah, vapor. Yeah, okay. This is interesting here. Let's bring that up. Vaporum coin or whatever. Let's actually go into this. Let's go to this. So there are 2 new coins here. Vertorium and Vaporium coin. So I don't know what this is, but Vaporium sounds, well, it's a new fork obviously, so I'm assuming Vaporium is a good name because if if you download that wallet and it vaporizes all your coins across other ones, it's probably a hint here not to use it. No, I don't know. I have no idea, guys. I did not look into these at all, but we do have Vertorium and Vaporium or whatever. One's on YesScript R16, the other one's on Equihash. So, do your due diligence like we just went through. It looks like Theta here had a virus in its original wallet. So they might not. I always like to wait, hang out, lurk in the background of Discord, see if anyone's getting hacked or not. Remember, this took 12 days for this one to finally rise up. 12 days. No one said anything until like today on Theta. So it takes some time. You might not even realize this for like a month later. So, but Vertorium is YesScript R16. Now, I always thought this was a CPU mineable coin. Like this is what Tizen uses, YesScript R16. But it sounds like AMD GPUs are the way to go on YesScript R16. So a 3900X is like 14, maybe 1650 hashes, I believe, 1.6 kilohash. I heard some NVIDIA GPUs are doing like 1300 kilohash. But allegedly, 6000 series, I don't know if it's 67 or 6800 XT, was doing like 80 kilohash. That's an insane amount of hash rate to a CPU that's only doing like 1600 hashes. So, yeah, I was not aware of that. I thought this was CPU, this one. Because I'm pretty sure Tizen uses YesScript R16. Let me go back to this. Unless they forked. I don't know. Tizen. Yeah, YesScript R16. And everyone was promoting this as a CPU mineable coin. And then that other one came out, Vertorium, and it's friggin' dominated by RDNA 2 GPUs. So I don't know what's going on with that. Yeti. Oh, Yeti just rolls in. Yeah. Hey, Yeti. Speak. Yeah. Okay. You got to check something out here for us, I guess. Yeti. Yeti. The Tata. Right here. This one. Tata. So allegedly, it's been out for 12 days, and this guy says he solved the problem with the virus. We don't know what the virus is or anything, but on the original core version here of the core wallet, version 1.13.17.00, there's a virus in the first wallet which appeared because he was using an Ubuntu server that he used to mine coins. Which seems kind of fishy. You're a dev, you fork a coin, and then you release a wallet, and you didn't know there's a virus. So, oh, maybe you want to check that one out, see what it looks like. They did release the new one. Maybe we can get some information on the latest wallet. Let's see what happens. I can put the link to these guys here somewhere. Where is it? Tata. Tata, latest GitHub. Where are you? Right here. Copy. So here's the latest GitHub to their wallet. Oh, you're already on it? You checked it out? You got it? Okay, never mind. Cancel that. I won't put the link. So Yeti says the latest one seems okay. So that's good. Awesome. I don't know about the Linux one. He just said the original wallet, the first version of the wallet when the coin released and everything, had it because he built it within Ubuntu, which was used to mine coins. So he wasn't aware of it, is the story behind the first one. So I don't know. But the Windows wallet seems okay, the latest. Okay, good to know. Good to know. Yeti says it seems okay on the new one. So we'll see what happens there. Still be careful, guys. Be careful. Like I said, this is prime time for scammers. Everyone is looking for new coins, looking for a way to remain profitable. So jumping on a coin too fast could really hurt you. You need me to deep dive the Linux wallet too? I don't know. I personally myself, I only use the Windows ones, but you can look into it if you want. I can just relay the information in a later stream. It's up to you though. But if the Windows one is fine, I'm pretty sure the other one may be fine. But the main thing was the original and what kind of virus was all in it and so on. And like that's twice now that within a month or so that coins have been dropping viruses within their first core wallet. So interesting times are ahead of us. That doesn't make sense. I know it doesn't make any sense. That's why I was like, this is weird. Why would you even say that? It makes zero sense why that would have that virus in it. But hey, you know what? That's his excuse. I'm just saying. That's the excuse that was given onto why the virus was there in the first place. Craziness. But all right, good to know that. So I guess, you know, maybe I'll try that new wallet and see what happens and what the coin looks like. Then it's no profits, no cents. Is there a way to OC my CPU on Hive? There is a program that you can OC CPUs. I haven't tried it. I gotta get the link again. I can't remember what it's called. But usually when utilizing Hive OS, just do it all in your BIOS. Now, if you want to play around, if you have a Windows, like I have a hard drive with Windows, I have a hard drive with obviously Hive OS, but I use my Windows drive and I can just do all the tweaking within Ryzen Master. And then I find something stable because it's really fast to do that way. If you set your voltages too low, boom, it just reboots. All you got to do is up your voltage a little bit instead of going into your BIOS and doing everything all the time. So I do it that way. And then once I find something stable, then I just go into my BIOS, set those settings, and then I boot up Hive OS. I'm good to go. Yeti, I wonder if they are building from a wallet that had a virus and no one has picked it up. So each one coming out, the first version ends up with a virus. That makes a lot of sense too. That's very interesting. So I guess it depends, who did they fork originally? So the coin they forked, or I don't know how the wallet building process goes, but yeah, no, that's a very good possibility if someone released it and then these guys are forking that and releasing it on top of it, and then yeah, I don't know, a big chain of events just begins because of the one guy. Why would they not run a virus scan? Probably because they're just trying to rush it out as fast as they can. ASAP. Get this coin out now. We need to get to 5,000 blocks of smart nodes go. Oh, crazy. Yeah, I don't know. It's very interesting stuff. I hope Ethereum fails hard. I hope it drops to 0. Oh, here we go again. Gotcha. All right, guys. So I guess that wraps it up. Fed a new wallet. It does sound like it's safe, so I'm actually gonna go check it out after this and see what's going on there. But thank you for coming out to this live stream, guys. Much appreciated. 100%. I gotta find my thing here so I can get my proper buttons in order. There we go. I'll see you all in the next one. Rabid out.